Hello everyone, we just loaded into game 1 of the series between Potatoes007 and Fast Transition. This wasn't live stream, so this will be a replay cast. On the left hand side we have Potatoes007 with Cosmic on Lost Vikings, JWO on DTC, Zembar on the Falstad, Rough Baby on Li Ming, and Phosphorus playing the Brightwing. And on the right hand side we have Fast Transition with Jarepko on the Jaina, Jeever on the Lily, Joshasha on the Artes, and McDino on Lunara. Instantly, Fast Transition decides to split up because they expect naturally the Vikings to all split in a lane, so just want to cover it instantly. I'm surprised they didn't just go for mid, clear the wave, potentially get a kill, because it is essentially like a 4v5 and then rotate up. They wouldn't miss any soak doing it, so small misplay in my opinion. Level 1 talents all pretty standard. We usually see Q-build Jaina on this map for the additional poke, and if we see the talent upgrade, usually the duration, not the slow, because it's a pretty negligible increase on the slow. Otherwise pretty standard. Frost Presence is okay against the comp of Potatoes007. And Potatoes007 drafted a Vikings comp, which means they will be roaming as a 4-man, looking for pickups. They don't have a lot of CC, so we'll need to time a nice ETC power slide into Poly with a Li Ming combo and a Hammerang. If they do that, it should secure a kill. For now they're playing a bit passively, just clearing the wave, moving on. And nice pick up there on the Jaina. Adler H2H does manage to jump away. So for Potatoes007, the most important part is to just not fall too far behind. Like, Vikings comps aren't too strong. They don't have the strongest ganking composition, so they wanna, like, if they can get a pick off before an objective spawns, that would mean it's a even fight for them, so they can pick one. Otherwise, they need to get some time to outsoak and get a talent lead on their opponents. You see Soak slightly favors Fast Transition right now. That's largely because Vikings still need to clear up waves. Potatoes007 move for easy camp. Vikings are already covering Soak on every lane, so they can group up. However, Balok just got picked off in the bot lane. It means Soak there will need to be covered. However, the tributes should spawn in roughly 20 seconds, so it should be fine. Falstad just used Fly. Tribute spawn stops, so you might have to just stay here and soak. I do think he's gonna decide to do that. Balok is on his way. And name of the game for Potatoes007 now is just stalling. Make sure Vikings get as much value as possible from staying in the lane and soaking. If this tribute takes a while, then Fast Transition is gonna miss a lot of soak. You see a small XP lead now being picked up for Potatoes007. J now if it gets the channel through, which means Fast Transition is now 1-0 ahead in tributes. For level 4 talents, most of the pickups are pretty standard. Speed metal for DTC is a bit weird, especially for the ganking comp. You would expect loudspeakers. We see a nice power slide on the Lily Li Ming combo hits. Lily, however, is quite slippery and hard to take down. Nice E in from Zembar on the fast, that's securing the kill. And Potatoes007 disengaged, taking the win. See McDino rotating to the bot lane, making sure they don't fall too far behind in soak. It's almost half a level lead now for Potatoes007. Buzikam being picked up. They're gonna apply some lane pressure. Olaf meanwhile getting picked up in the mid lane. And the next tribute spawns. Favorable position for Fast Transition. But Potatoes007 should be able to pick up to level 7 here. They have a pretty good comp for stalling the channeling Brightwing Q, especially with Arcane Barrage at level 4. It's a pretty long range interrupt, doesn't make hit the interrupt? No, it will be an easy tribute going over to fast transition. Bit of a slow rotation by Potatoes007. Not delaying it, so not really getting all that extra soak value from the Vikings. Meanwhile, Olaf in the top lane should fall here to the Arctis. Arctis though doesn't have his Q, didn't try to stutter step around, so won't be able to secure the kill there. Jojo taking a lot of tower shots, has to back off now, stay near the right and get the healing.
I expected so much more.
And during the replay, Reynardus is in the narration. So thank you, Reynardus. Even though this is not a live stream, still like to thank you for it. This is, of course, a donation. It's actually supposed to display on our main Twitch channel. Now, for level 7 talents, it's all pretty much what you'd expect here. Fawcett picking up the boomerang to get the extra wave clear. He has quite a bit of burst now, good poke. When he interrupts the channel with his Q, he will be able to deal quite a bit of damage. Muradin might get picked off. Nice isolation there on the Lily, properly zoning for the Brightwing, who managed to pick up the tree. Which he didn't pick up the tree. Mectano may have interrupted. Should, however, fast transition is now so chunked that it's not really all that safe anymore. If the Ming has a few nice orbs, this should be a one tribute. Jojo though is gonna die to the Lunara poison. But fast transition has to take care. They're all low health. Li Ming is still quite healthy in both the mana and health. Lily dies to a great combo from the Rough Baby. And Muradin finds Fawcett. Fawcett, however, will just be able to float away there. Rough Baby manages to juke the Blizzard Wave. ETC in the meanwhile has respawned. Stage dives in. And fast transition is gonna give him this tribute. Jaina should manage to get away thanks to the tower shots though. Nicely done there by Jojo. So we now see almost a 2-level lead for the Vikings comp. At this point they can be quite aggressive on the map with their ultimate picked up. Potatoes007 deciding to take their boss. And when fast transition is going to respond to this, they'll have to do it with multiple people while Potatoes007 push, and in the meantime Vikings are just gonna soak all the lanes, which is gonna make sure that they keep their XP advantage. Level now picked up 4 fast transitions. Syndra goes for the Arctis. Bit of a weird choice, they have plenty of engage with the Muradin. Might be to secure the Ring of Frost to hit. It is decent setup for it. Otherwise we would usually see Army of the Dead for that extra bruisery sustain. Tribute now spawn stop, this should be an easy pickup for Potatoes007. And they do get it, so it's now even up in tribute count. Boss isn't gonna get a whole lot done, but it did secure Potatoes007 the tributes, which is fine. And Potatoes decide to go for the aggressive boss steal. They do have Gust available and Emerald Wind, so this should be pretty safe. Arctis scouts it out, but I don't think the fast magician will be in time here to contest. Lunara Wisp also send in, but it won't matter. Potatoes007 handily sneak the boss here. And meanwhile Vikings just back to soaking, pushing the lanes. Cosmic gonna take the watchtower. Yeah, 13 should hit soon for Potatoes007, so they should be looking to just pick a fight under this boss the moment it hits. Zembar though dropping very low, has to burn the Gust, should die to the poison. Is a Brightwing heal coming time? Brightwing does manage to save Zembar there. There is no tap though, Zembar will have to hard and fly back in, but Potatoes should be in an okay spot to contest it. To do with the 13 advantage. And Vikings are applying quite a bit of pressure in the lane. Cosmic stole the easy camp, which is they're getting damage on the keep front gate, even though the fort is still in place. Jojo sliding in aggressively, Great disintegrate from Li Ming, killing McDino. Zembar is now back, so this is a 4v4. Ring of Frost completely with Jaina right now, very low. Should get picked off here. Orboder doesn't connect, Jojo didn't have the power slide. Still gets picked up by Zembar. Nicely done. Muradin should fall as well. That is a 3-4-0. Massive talent lead, massive level lead. Right wing still picking up the 13 talent. We should expect a shield test here against Jaina. Now red team is cursed and this is a great situation for Vikings. The main thing you want to do during a curse is just optimize the soak from the mean waves that get debuffed. And Vikings can just stay in lane and get all the damage done. Olaf will probably get picked after does jump away, nicely done by McDino, gets a lot of chunk from Li Ming. And Potatoes should be able to reach level 16 here before Fast Musician even hits 13. Which will allow them to be quite a bit more aggressive on the map. You see Jojo actually getting comboed. Rough Baby is very deep in the team. I don't think he'll be able to escape. He should get picked up, he does get picked off. So a bit of a misplay there by Potatoes. However, there's still a lot of wave pressure on Fast Transition, so they shouldn't be able to capitalize on this. 16 should hit soon TM. And bot keep right now is massively chunked. Minions might be able to get this. No, I don't think they won't be able to. But it's like so low now that Potatoes007 just need to look at it and it's gonna die. On 13 we do have a pretty big power spike for the Lunara with the unfair advantage. There's so many slows with the Artist, the Jane and the Muradin on the side of Fast Transition that unfair advantage should proc pretty much all the time. Which is going to be a big damage increase. 16 though has been picked up by Potatoes007. Pretty strong power spike. Vulnerable on Polymorph, gonna make it even easier to blow up targets with an extra single target damage as well from the Mirror Ball. Crippling Hammer makes it a bit more difficult to maneuver. It's a bit of a weird fall stat build we're seeing here. You would usually see full mage stat with the cooldown reduction talent for his passive, which the name I forget, Tailwind. So a bit of a hybrid. It's fine though, it's double frontline on the side of Fast Transition, so Giant Killer will get some value. Keep has fallen in the bot lane. Fort should fall pretty soon to this Merc camp. Bit of impatient play coming out from Fast Transition there. A talent tier down. If they do kind of need to get a favorable trade here, if they want to come back in the game, because there's so much pressure on them right now with the Vikings comp. But just picking it randomly in lane instead of on a tribute seems like a weird decision. Now, Cosmic here, Balor getting picked off. And Potatoes007 decide to go for the boss. They have a 3-level lead. Muradin scouts it out, but he's gonna get bullied away. You should be fine. A bit of a skirmish happening. Boss is getting these Joe power slides away to get the resistance, so Ring of Frost does a lot less damage. Blizzard wasn't saved for the Ring of Frost follow up, so nothing too significant happened there. That's 3 ults popped on the side of Fast Transition, while Potatoes007 used none. Now ETC power sliding in again. This should be a dead Lily and a dead Lunara as well. The Rough Baby does manage to confirm the kill. Artist dies as well. And at this point Potatoes007 could potentially just go and right click that core. Li Ming however doesn't have a lot of mana, decides to back up. So they will be doing the patient play, probably just pick off the boss off the back of this. And 16 is still quite a bit away for Fast Transition. So Fast Transition picked a fight there, a talent tier down. When the tribute wasn't going to do anything for Potatoes007, you need 3 for the curse, so you can just give them that one. and go soak the lanes, try to get even in XP again, and then pick a fight on even terms. You might have a level deficit, but you do need that power spike from the talent tier. Eric, meanwhile, getting picked off, but again, just a Viking isn't really gonna matter at this point. We see Fast Transition checking the boss here. They will be harving away when they see the push coming. Artis getting a power slide on him, not a lot of follow up though, so he will be able to escape. Jewo is getting bursted down to not the greatest position for Potatoes007 right now. They will be deciding to back off. Boss is gonna do pretty significant damage to the core, but it won't kill it on its own. And Potatoes007 right now is just like strangling the map, not allowing Fast Transition any space, any way to push. $16 was picked up for Fast Transition. It's a pretty okay power spike, giving him the extra move and makes him a bit more of a presence in the backline of Potatoes007. 2 for 1. It's okay, only you would expect the resistance. Shake it off, I believe it's called. The 50% damage reduction where you get stunned because it is a semi-pick-off comp on the side of Potatoes007. Phosphorus scouts out the boss with Brightwing, and now I think Potatoes007 is looking for the invader, about to hit 20, but they should move on here soon. The Fast Transition largely moving away from the boss while Jaina finishes it. ETC stage dives in, gets the point, no one moves on him. Jaina appears to be a bit baffled. Which is a kill for a kill, but they do get the boss. And meanwhile, Vikings are right-clicking the core with some catapults. We actually see the ult of Vikings being popped. And boss won't even get to the keep before the score is gonna fall, which means game 1 goes over to Potatoes007. Hello everyone, we just loaded into the second game in the series between Potatoes007 and Fast Transition. This series wasn't live streamed, so this will be a replay because Potatoes007 have the 1-0, just won on Cursed Hollow, and we will be looking how they're going to be able to perform on Infernal Shrines. On the left hand side we do have Potatoes007 with Zembar playing the Tychus, Cosmic on the ETC, Phosphorus on Brightwing, J-Wo on Thrall, and the Rough Baby on the Killfast. On the right hand side we have Fast Transition with Joshasha again on the Artis, Handler H2H again on the Muradin, McDino on the Lunara. We have Jarepko on the Jaina and Jeever on the Malfurion. Now, Fast Transition instantly splitting the lanes, not commit to the 5v5, and you can see what happens there. Already massively favorable trade for Potatoes007. They get a lot of chunk done on Fast Transition, specifically H2H and McDino. You'll be able to clear this wave and move on without losing any of the soak. You see J-Wo going for the solo lane against the Thrall. Should be a pretty easy lane for him to win. Potatoes007 is starting the rotation. Just gonna go in between the lanes and wave clear. It should be pretty easy with the KT and the Tychus. For level 1 talents we see Shando's Clarity being picked up for the Malfurion instead of Moonburn. We would usually see Moonburn just to be able to last hit Shrine Guardians to steal some away from your enemy. Block on Muradin is in a weird situation where you see people pick it specifically against Tychus because of Odin, because it reduces Odin's auto attack damage, but while Tychus isn't in Odin, it doesn't give you anything because Tychus attack speed is so fast. So personally I don't like to pick up, but you see some pro players take it. You notice Wisp positioned in a bit of a odd place there, not actually in a bush, so Potatoes is gonna kill it. You do find the Lunara overextended lane, get a good bit of chunk on her. And you can see here why you rotate. Potatoes007, even though the rotation is like flawless or anything, Zem are actually like tanking tower shots. At least he uses Z to escape. Seems good. Like, they're rotating, so they clear the way faster, they put more pressure on the lanes, they can look for picks, while all fast transition does is like take a beating. So it's consistently the better trade for Potatoes007. Art is still soaking the top lane, he is now rotating. JWO trying to pick up level 4 for his team, it should hit any moment now. JWO actually gets caught out by fast transition, Cosmic there too late for the peel. Took a bit of a risky rotation there without vision, so not sure what he was thinking there. Really nice flame drag by KT, stealing some of the minions. Level 4 talents are pretty standard. Crowd control is pretty good for Muradin on Shrine specifically because you can hit all the little minions for it. Rough Baby is gonna have to tap or back. Does he have tap available? No, he doesn't have tap available anymore. Now, you would usually expect to see Biting Cold, I believe it's called, the extra damage on the E4 artist to get the extra Shrine clear here, or even the mana reduction just so he can stay there longer. So a bit of a weird decision. Lunara still holding, but this should realistically be Nimble Wisp. It's pretty much required to make the ability like useful. JWO is now rotating away. You're just gonna get the soak because the early Punisher is so weak that you don't need everyone to push with it. You just put people in the lanes to keep the soak while the enemy team defense. Punisher not properly baited, so it's actually gonna get this front wall pretty easily. So a bit of a misplay there by fast transition, and they actually get jumped by the Punisher and hit by the roots. So that's 2 free kills, and now one of them baiting the Punisher is just you give the Punisher vision of you while you stand behind your gate, and then it's gonna jump over the gate if you didn't proc the jump before, and it will be in here while the enemy can't enter because the gate is still intact and you can focus it down with the help of all of the towers. But they didn't bait it, and then they baited it and did it avoid stuns. Again, McDino placing his whip just in front of the push, which means Potatoes can see it and just kill it. So, a bit weird. Level 7 meanwhile picked up for Potatoes007. Talon's pretty standard, falls follow through now, it's gonna make him a decent bit burst here. Echo Paddle gonna help with the split push and with the clear on the shrines. Cleanse, of course, pretty much a must pick against a CC combo like Stormbolt, Howling Blast, Nafurian Roots, and even just the Jaina and the Lunara Slow. Dino rotates up, tries to maybe bully Thrall a bit, but isn't successful. Like, Thrall isn't gonna care. We should see Potatoes007 soon begin to move to the Bruiser camp. Now 7 should be picked up any moment now for fast transition. Skullcracker for the Muradin and giving some extra lockdowns is pretty good. Tell in general if you want some extra damage. There's not specifically anything really to interrupt on the side of Potatoes007, but this is a good talent nonetheless. Nature's Calling. I would have expected the increased poison damage, but it is still okay. Iceborne Fortitude, activatable damage reduction is always good. And of course Cleanse for Nafurian. Again, not much choice against something like ETC Rising Thrall and KT all having CC. Now Potatoes007 a bit late is picking up the Bruiser camp. Fast transition was a bit earlier, but they should be able to just clear this and go in. It is an equal talent tier fight, though there is a small lead for Potatoes007. Cosmic taking 3 Blizzard Waves to the face, should die here. Artist though is gonna pay the price. Actually, Cosmic gets healed by the Brightwing, is able to escape. That's a 3 for nothing. They're gonna be able to pick up 10 off the back of this. There is a Bruiser camp still pushing. The Shaman is still perfectly healthy. He's gonna keep spawning those thugs. We're gonna just stay in the lane until you deal with them. So great position for Potatoes007 to be in. They can just get the soak on mid now and get the level 10s. And then they have a pretty good counter push. Like Odin on this map is so great. You can pop it on a shrine and just make your opponent back off or take loads of damage. You can pop it during a push, and again the same thing, they have to back off and let you push or they take a ton of damage. And we see Earthquake picked up by the Thralls, great zone control again, you just pop it on the shrine and your enemy's like, I don't want to fight in this, so I'm gonna back off, and you get all the shrine minions. Stage dive, gonna give a global to the ETC. Fight is breaking out now. This John Cena is just gonna right click this for it's gonna go down pretty easily. There should at least be a front gate for Potatoes007 and potentially keep if they play this correctly. Now, McDino, heavy for in the back, isn't even trying to harass. John Cena does get baited. This is where, if you're Potatoes007, you're gonna try and bait your enemy out of the keep and then re-engage with your level 10s. Potatoes, though, decide they don't want to do the risky move, they're just gonna get their guaranteed value. They can get a camp, they can go start pushing the fort down. They have level 10, so Fast Station can't actually contest them now. Zembar is just gonna throw his grenade at this fort. This fort has to die according to him. Now, a bit sloppy play coming out from Potatoes. They're not entirely sure where they want to go. So you see everyone like slightly on a different page. McDino trying to soak level 10 for his team again. The Wiz just never in the bush. McDino, please. Level 10 should be picked up soon for customization. There we go. So Potatoes007, they didn't really capitalize on their talent advantage all that well. A nice CC chain though on the artist. He should be able to just walk away. He is pretty tanky after all. You see Syndra goes for the artist. It's a good pick here because you can disable the structures like Sylvanas does. During a push with the Punisher, you can bully people off the shrine with it if you want to engage aggressively. It's a pretty decent setup for Jaina. Now we see the replay text. When you pause, it doesn't show in the replay, so suddenly a bunch of text appears. Potatoes just picking up the camps, playing the safe game, just soaking 13, waiting for the next Punisher to spawn. Bruiser camp is up 40 seconds, so they won't be able to cap that during the objective. Cosmic aggressively just zoning away the enemy team. Giving vision. Muradin already burns his jump there, Cosmic taking quite a bit of damage there, uses his loudspeakers to disengage. Should be fine here. Tranquility is popped by them if you're gonna heal his team back up. Bit early on the strength, there wasn't a lot of sustained damage going down. And now Zemmer is like, this shrine is mine, I'm popping my Odin, you back off or you take tons of damage. But Cosmic is like, yeah, I am having all of that. Earthquake popped as well, all the ults are being clicked. And they secure 2 kills for the price of ETC. Muradin falling as well. Artis pops Syndragosa for the disengage. Gravity Labs whiffs there, but it doesn't really matter. This is level 13 hit for Potatoes and a free Punisher. McDino now is going to soak the off lane, try to get as much XP as possible. We see Encore being picked up for the ETC. It's a bit of a weird talent where it can potentially ruin the position of your target because it knocks them in a direction you didn't want them to be knocked in. You usually see face melt nowadays. Other talents all pretty standard. The increased living bomb radius is gonna punish grouping pretty hard. Other talents all pretty standard. Again, should expect the shield dust here for the Brightwing to reduce the Jaina burst. Now this will be a level 13 versus 12 push. Fort is gonna go down instantly. So this Punisher is gonna go straight to the keep. So a good position for Potatoes007 to be in. You have almost all of the rolls up, only Odin is on cooldown. There's still 3 on cooldown for First Position, but Ring of Frost and Tranquil are almost available. John Cena gets baited. Muradin didn't leap in time to actually avoid the stun, but he's not getting focused fired, so it's fine. John Cena is gonna go down quickly. Like Nara is gonna do a lot of work with Nature's Calling on that Immortal. So good chunk on the keep. Potatoes again just playing the safe game, getting the guaranteed value, not trying to risk anything. Denmark pinging the Commodore. J-Wall going on his own, stage type being popped, so they do want to force the fight with the talent advantage. Nice play by them. Cosmic gets hit by Ring of Frost. Doesn't really matter though. Look at the healing that Thrall is getting from his Earthquake. Now Melv gets rooted, gets focused down. If Crafty Labs hits it, it should be a dead Malfurion. Doesn't die yet, the Zemmer tanking some of the tower shots. But he should be able to find here. McDino decides to feed, going very frontline. It's 2 people down, which is gonna guarantee this keep for Potatoes007. There is a minion wave coming in for them. There's also a minion wave on the mid keep, mind you. There is quite a bit of pressure right now on fast transition. This is still level 13 versus 10 talents. And Potatoes007 are about to pick up 16. Fast transition about to pick up 13, but again, next Punisher should be a pretty easy pickup for Potatoes007, provided no one massively misplacing feeds. And Potatoes realizes that yeah, we have the advantage, we're gonna hit 13 any moment now just from the trickle, so we're just gonna evade you on this booster camp, deny you the extra pushes it's gonna provide. You pick up the 16 now. Not in time for the invade there inside the fast transition. And that's in goes up popped. So favorable trade there for Potatoes007. They traded Syndragos out for Phoenix. And they got the booster camp. They are gonna pick up their own one now and then just move into the shrine. This is level 16 versus 13 talents, so no way this is actually gonna get contested by fast transition. They are just gonna have to soak the lanes, deep push, and, you know, get some camps, but don't go on the shrine because you are probably going to lose that fight. And the moment you lose that fight, you're gonna lose a lot more. Like, that fort is gonna go down like it's nothing. The keep is gonna probably go down. Now, Potatoes seem a bit hesitant. They can just start this right now. They have the talent to advantage. They don't have anything to be afraid of. All the ults are up now for Potatoes007. See Cosmic just zoning out fast transition. And fast transition isn't getting soaked, so they're not gonna get ahead in the talents now. Like, they need to catch up in XP, so give up this top lane. Just go mid, go bot, deep push these lanes, because there are catapults in this lane. They are gonna push to the core. They will have to clean that up. And that XP bar is just not moving for them. Because they're standing around here, watching the enemy take the shrine. And if they take the fight, they're talent tier down. So they're quite likely to lose it. Jaina overextended, gets found by the Thrall. Thrall should be able to secure the killer. Jaina though gets healed by the Tranquility. Stormbolt with Artis meanwhile dies in the backline. J-Wo is gonna get healed up from some of his Earthquake procs. Nice Ring of Frost, but not a lot of follow-up there, so it's not gonna secure any kills. And they got good chunk done on Potatoes, but one person died for it, and Potatoes have a Brightwing, so they're just gonna stay near the Brightwing, group up, heal back up, and then it's like, okay, so you gave us a free Punisher, again you're not adding levels, there is now a massive minion wave coming on your core, that's 4 catapults. Now, Potatoes can just tap here and re-engage as soon as KT comes back. Artis has respawned, but the core is already taking massive chunk from all these catapults. The keep is getting pushed in. Artis is now backing, realizes the core is taking damage. And Muradin gets a bit of chunk done on him, shouldn't die here. He is still a Muradin. We see aggressive stage dive by Cosmic, securing 3 kills there. And now this is where Potatoes is like, okay, we're gonna get your fort for free, we don't even need a Punisher for that. We're just gonna march down that lane. Fall still has a step available, so I'm surprised he doesn't actually just like tap, which is still up in this lane, and then go with his team. See, John Cena isn't even scathed, like 2% of his health for that fort, easy peasy. This should be a keep for Potatoes007. Yeah, Punisher gets baited. Muradin doesn't really know how to time his job, it seems. Nice flame strike by Rough Baby. Getting a good amount of chunk done. Art is very low. Might actually die here to the Tiger's Grenade. Does manage to disengage. Valve's gonna die. McDino's gonna die. 2 men, Ring of Frost. Cosmic does get the cleanse on him. He's gonna be able to walk away. And Potatoes007 don't feel like they can end. It probably could have, considering the damage the core had already taken. It's under 60% health. But they're just doing it the safe way, choking the map with the catapult pressure, and Fast Transition isn't really capable of dealing with it right now. Still not 16, mind you. They wasted so much time here just like goofing around and just straight up feeding a Talontier down. And they're just so far behind in XP, it's hard for them to make a play. They can get 16 now, but by the time the next objective spawns, Potatoes will have 20. And the next objective is going to spawn either mid or bot. If it spawns bot, it's going to march straight to the core, and with the 20 it's just a guaranteed end if they get it. Unless there's like 4 people down. Now Potatoes just getting all the siege games, getting the vision of the enemy, choking the map. They're already halfway to 20. They're probably just going to take this easy camp, then take this easy camp, and then take this hard camp. And then the next objective is going to spawn, and they're like, yay, push. And if they take this hard camp, it's going to have to get responded to, because this is a lane with a keep down. It's already pretty far shoved in. Catapult's pushing with the bruiser camp, it's going to deal pretty significant core damage. Now we now see Potatoes007 gonna pick up the bruiser camp, it's gonna put a lot of pressure on the lane. The shrine does spawn bot lane, so it's gonna, there's no keep here, there's not even a tower or a healing well. It's gonna go straight to that core, unless I don't think it's even possible at this point to bait it to the mid keep. Now we do see 16 was picked up by Fast Transition, so they will have that talent here for this fight. Give him the EX, decent power spike for the Muradin. Northern Exposure is going to guarantee a lot more burst for the Jaina. Remorse was a winter for the lockdown. Tenacious Roots also a bit for the extra lockdown. Now Potatoes007 are like, you know, why would we need this shrine when we have catapults and the siege camp and Odin and all the ultimates to click and so low? The Nara instantly dies, and that's game 2 going over to Potatoes007, handily taking this series in a pretty clean fashion. GG.